70 years ago today, the murder trial for the men who killed Emmett Till began. A jury acquitted the two at trial, but they later confessed to the murder in a magazine interview. Now, for years, the world thought the jury came to a quick not guilty decision.
But NBC5's Marion has researched the Emmett Till case extensively. And some new revelations, she found that not guilty verdict did not come so quickly.
Not only did the verdict not come quickly, it took 3 votes. And this is something no one knew before our interview with the man who talked to most of the jurors himself. In September 1955, an all-male, all-white jury delivered the verdict that was expected in the case against J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant, not guilty. Expected because of the tone of the time.
Like the jury, they did what was right for the time, and people, Black lives just didn't matter, put it simply.
The verdict, not guilty. People rejoicing. Segregation is rejoicing at the verdict. And we was crushed. J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant kidnapped and killed 14-year-old Emmett Till in the summer of 1955. Emmett was from Chicago. He'd been visiting his family in Money, Mississippi, and whistled at Roy Bryant's wife, Carolyn, in a store they owned. Milam and Bryant were tried for Till's murder in a heated courtroom that featured Emmett's great-uncle Mose Wright from the stand, pointing out Milam and Bryant as his kidnappers. One day my dad said, I know one thing. I know I'm going to testify. Whether I live, I don't know. So he knew by testifying he could be killed for this. But he said a man has to do what a man has to do. The jury returned its verdict in about an hour and bragged to the press it wouldn't have taken that long if they hadn't, quote, stopped to drink pop. But it apparently wasn't that simple.
All the jurors, all the lawyers, both sides, the judge, all gave me interviews.
This is Stephen Whitaker, a Tallahatchie County, Mississippi native. In the early 1960s, he conducted the first extensive investigation of the Emmett Till case for his master's thesis. It's called A Case Study in Southern Justice, the Emmett Till Case. For his work, he spoke with almost everyone involved in the trial, including 9 members of the jury and 1 alternate. Despite his extensive knowledge, this is the first on-camera interview that he's given about the Emmett Till case. And with us, he dropped 2 bombshells, sharing details he did not include in his thesis. One, that Milam and Bryant's defense attorney, John Whitten, hand-picked the jury pool.
He assured that the list from which the jury was taken had only people that he was pretty certain were totally racist and who would think nothing of killing an African American.
Whitaker's second revelation, that initially the jury was not unanimous.
The jury voted 9-3 to acquit. There were 3 people on the jury that voted guilty.
Remember, they bragged about a pop break, but apparently it took more than soda. The second vote wasn't unanimous either.
And they voted on the second time, and they voted 11-1. And finally, the third vote was 12-0.
Whitaker identified the last holdout as Bishop Matthews.
Well, they had an agreement among themselves not to talk, not to tell who voted, but I know the one person who held out till the third ballot was Mr. Matthews.
And despite the hubris the pop break comment suggests, for some jurors, there was apparently some regret about the verdict.
The 3 told me later on that they felt very bad about what they had done.
4 months after that not guilty verdict, J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant confessed to killing Emmett Till in an article for Look magazine.
The verdict was unjust, but because of that verdict, Emmett's still memory and legacy is still alive.
Dr. Stephen Whitaker, the author of that 60s-era master's thesis on Emmett Till, died not long after our interview. Dr. Whitaker is also featured in our docuseries, The Lost Story of Emmett Till. If you'd like to learn more about Emmett Till and the legacy of his case, we invite you to watch that docuseries, which is streaming right now on Peacock and on our website, NBCChicago.com.